Hey there, my name is Jess and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be looking at Unlock the Jail Experiment episode 3. Season 1, right? Yeah, season 1. Durr. Anyway, so we pick up with Miller getting the paws laid on him, y'all. Remember that? Miller got them paws handed to him because Miller was out there starting trouble according to True and everybody else. So Miller feels like True kind of like set that up because of, he said that's what he does. He just goes around and starts drama, and it's so funny because True be saying the same thing. Like, he starts stuff, he starts drama for no apparent reason, but Miller feels like that's what True was doing. And True said that people came, he was like, everybody keep coming up to me saying this, and he was like, so I handled it. And I'm like, well, he kind of did. But I don't think I remember True, saying, hey, go put the paws on old dude. I just thought that's what they decided to do on their own, but I guess he did. I mean, because we saw what he did with the other guy. What's his name? Tyler? I don't know. Remember the guy that got smart with Miss Wayne, right? And he told Roscoe to go and handle that. And Roscoe did. Lord, he did. But anyway, so yeah, he talked about that. And or True said that like all the people coming up to him saying that, so he kind of handled it. And so like the people, the inmates, they in there laughing at Miller. They've been talking about how he got the paws put on him and that he ain't swing back or nothing. They over there just laughing at him. They laughing that he mad and stuff because he had went outside. And then one guy opened the door and said, you got effed up or something like that. It was just, they was picking on little David Miller. Oh, David. So then, he said he doesn't know why it got to that point. And like, he feel like somebody put the bug in, in True's ear and escalated it. And I'm like, sir, the bug was you. You was talking a lot of stuff or whatever, and apparently that's what they said. You've been talking a lot of stuff and you got the hands handed to you. That's all. They just wanted to let you know that you can be touched. Okay, so anyway, moving on. They have a surprise visit from the authorities, and basically they just come in to let them know, like, we've been monitoring y'all and we're not tolerating no BS and stuff. And Tiny over there, like, because they've been doing some stuff, but they really ain't. Because one of the guys, Parkinson, he was like, they ain't really been monitoring, because they would see we've been doing some stuff up in here. Okay? They can't be watching the cameras. They can't be. They really can't, because there's been some stuff going on. Okay? So yeah, Tiny was kind of just like, nah, I ain't gonna say nothing, because, snitches, they get stitches. So basically, no snitches, no stitches. Keep your mouth closed, okay, y'all? So then they give kudos to True for feeding them, not knowing True to set up Miller to get beat down. So anyway, moving on, they leave out or whatever, and True goes to clear the air with Miller or whatever. And Miller's like, I just want to move forward and work together. And True's like, yeah, don't be worried about us. We got to worry about keeping these youngins in line, in check, okay? That's what we have to work on. So I guess, like, they made up with it, even though he got his hands handed to him. And they made up. So cool. We moving forward, I guess. So then we see something else that's been introduced, like another perk. Because the sheriff was like, I'm going to, like, as long as the program is going well, I'm going to start introducing some perks. So the first perk they have is, like, I guess, like, the commissary is, like, going to be open. Okay. So with this commissary thing, of course, they're going to details like, some of them, like, this is money for them. Like, they be trading and stuff. And some people have like a lot of money on their books where they're able to get like stuff from the commissary or whatever. And then some people are doing, like, I guess you could say, jobs to get some of this stuff. And it's actually interesting. This was actually interesting to see, like, how they do like some of the services to get some of the stuff. Because I saw True, he was like washing socks, and then he was washing like some shirts and stuff in exchange for maybe some noodles or some Kool-Aid or something like that. So I was like, okay, this is how they do things. Very interesting. Then we see them talking about some hooch juice. Maybe it's called hooch juice. They was in there making hooch. Alcohol. That man said, we're gonna get drunk. I mean, he pulled out a bag, and I think he said it was like some fruit, water, I think, maybe some breadcrumbs, whatever it was to make. You're gonna get drunk off of it. I was like, what the heck? Look, them folks be getting creative up in there. I'm not mad at it at all. Do your thing, big baby. Do your thing, okay? So Squirrel be the one up in there making that hooch juice, okay? I think he made it, or I know he be drinking it. I know he do be making it. Squirrel be up there making that hooch juice, y'all. And it's so funny because True is like, he don't know what's wrong with Squirrel. Like, you sitting up here talking about we gotta do these rules, follow these rules, but yet here you are over there breaking the rules. Make it make sense, Squirrel. Make it make sense. But Squirrel feel like he don't do no wrong. Like, it's not wrong. I mean, he knows it's wrong. But he ain't finna be trying to tell nobody business. Like, you want some alcohol, this your business. This my business too, Squirrel don't care. He just like, as long as he don't get caught, he all right. That's how I look at it. Squirrel like, it's all good over here. So anyway, next we see like Mayhem and his people. They over there goofing off and acting up. So Mayhem like put this shirt over his head because he's like, I'm about to test the water. Like, he really be trying to push the limit to see what he can, like how far he can go. So he covers his face with his shirt and he sneak into he opens Miller's cell up and he throws like ice cold water on him. And I'm like, whoa. And Miller was like pissed. He got up. He was ready to fight. I don't know if Miller got hands, but Miller was going to show us that day if he had hands or not, because he was angry. And I ain't going to lie, I'll be angry too. And I'm like, I'm over here sleeping, you throwing water on me, but then you hide in the cell beside mine, and then when I look at you, you come out the cell, and I'm looking at you, you looking at me, and you talking about something, I ain't do it. Yes, you did. Yes, yeah, did. But of course you're not going to say it. Like, they feel like it was a game, like this is just for fun, this is funny to them. Nah. Nah, they wasn't happy about that. So even Tiny, he wasn't even feeling that. He was like, these youngins, they out of control. Like, True feels like they play too much. And they're young. It's because they're young. It's because they're young men. And they just over here, like, this is what they want to do. And they was like, they don't care. They really don't care. And so they feel like, I think like Tiny done feel like they gonna be the one to mess it up for us. Now, I feel like they keep doing stuff like that. Maybe they will mess it up, but hopefully they won't. I don't know. But anyway, moving on, we see Eastside and ramped up his business. Eastside got the tattoo business on lock, okay? And he was explaining, that's interesting because I always wondered, like, how do y'all be doing these tattoos in jail? Y'all ain't got no, like, equipment and stuff. And he was explaining how he do it or whatever. And then it's like, it's something that he said, like, heats up and then it, like, I guess, like, the stuff kind of falls off and then he puts it on the magazine. That's your ink. And then he had some kind of little make thing and he just went to work. I'm like, dang, I'm not gonna lie, I do be impressed by some of the stuff. Like, how did you come up with this? Like, what made you come up with this? Because some of these people, they be getting really creative. But I feel like you have to, I guess. But anyway. So yeah, his business is booming. Eastside business is booming. He was like, I charge $5 for something small. You want something large, like 10 or 20 or 15 or $20. I'm like, what? Okay. So anyway, next up, they have like a meeting. They call a meeting or whatever, and then they talk about the incident with like Miller and with the water, the ice water, whatever. And Eastside, he feels like, True them are being like real extra with this. It's like really not that big of a deal. But then y'all, Tiny went off. Tiny went off on all of them. Like, I was like, look at little Tiny over there, Tiny Tim over there letting them know, checking them folks. I mean, even they was like, the youngest was like, oh, it's not Tiny going off. And Mayhem feels like, and Squirrel was talking, basically contradicting himself. Like, we got to follow the rules and stuff like that. Mayhem, like, how you gonna sit here and tell us we got to follow the rules? And yet you was just making hooch. And I think they called him out on that, and he did not like that. He didn't like that. Mayhem did not like, not Mayhem. Squirrel didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. Because Mayhem feels like Squirrel wants to be like this young guy with them, but then he also wants to be the leader. Like, he needs to make up his mind. Like, what do you want to do? So anyway, let's move on to this. So Miller actually ended up making some sort of like a shank. I think it was a shank. And he was literally doing it, making it like on the door part thing in the middle of the day room. In the middle of the day room where they're watching. They even said it, and they were watching because they came and took him out of there. Because they saw him. And they even, like, when he was sitting out in the day room, he was sitting next to this guy. He even showed it to the guy, like, literally, like, right there in the middle of it. And that made me think, I was like, was this planned? Did Miller plan this? Like, in order for me to get out of here, I'm going to make this thing. So that way they can be like, okay, I'm going to remove him because I don't want to be here. I've done enough of my time in the K. What are they called? Are they called K-pods? I don't know. K unit. Something like that. So that's why I was like, maybe he planned it out, because I'm like, you literally like are doing this like outside. You was not thinking about going in your room where the cameras can't see you maybe and doing this. You just wanted to do it right here. So that's why I said I think it was probably planned. But yeah, they came, they saw, and they got him up out of there. So he is not going to be in the K unit right now. Well, I don't know if he's ever going to come back or not. But yeah, so they was like, yep, saw him doing it. He got to go. I was like, dang, Miller. That's crazy. But, you know, best of luck to you. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. That's all I have for y'all today for this episode. Don't forget to let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.